Hi there YouTube. I thought I would do what a lot of people seem to be doing, which is showing the Virtual Console and Wiiware games off. I thought, hey, why not jump on the bandwagon? People sort of like watching this thing, so if it gets me subscribers or viewers for the walkthroughs that me and my friends are doing the games, then hey, why not? I'll do one too. So I'll go to the SD card where I store all my games, and I've got Dragon Spirit. There's a NES version of that and a PC Engine version, and there's also a sequel called Dragon Saber, which is a two-player game. That's good, but it's not. I don't think it's as good as the original. So if you're into top-down shooting games, I'd give that a go. It's my favourite one. A lot of people don't seem to know about it, but I think it's really good. The original F-Zero for the SNES. I can complete GX on the hardest settings, Master I think it is, but on all of the trophies for it. But when it comes to F-Zero for the original, I can probably do, I think it is Jack, Queen, King. I can do those. But when it comes to the Master Cups, I just can't do them. The AI cheats, and it seems like unless you've got some kind of head start against the AI, you're never going to catch up or beat them. But yeah, it's still a fun game. I play it on the easy settings, and it's got pretty cool music actually. Mystical Ninja, that's a two-player game, and it's a lot more fun on two players. It starts off pretty easy, and the difficulty does ramp up towards the end. Me and my friend have actually done a playthrough of that. That's on my account, and we do get quite agitated towards the end due to hitboxes and the difficulty. But my advice is, if you play this game, make sure you start saving up the coins early in the game, because you're going to need them. You really don't want to have to try and farm coins later on in the game, because it gets so tricky. And I think it's the best Mystical Ninja game on the SNES. There's 3 others, although they didn't all come out in America or the UK, but I think it's the best still. Yoshi's Story, I like the art style, which is what they're going to use for the Kirby game that's coming out for the Wii, which is pretty cool. This game's not as hard as Yoshi's Island for the SNES, and a lot of people say this game is easy, which I do agree with, but in some ways I don't, because if you're a completionist, then collecting all 30 cantaloupes per stage is actually a big challenge, and if you screw up, you're gonna have to do the level again. Actually, you can't just, some of them you can't just go back and collect. It's pretty tough if you want to go for a high score as well. I think this game manages to combine light-hearted and casual kind of gaming with challenge actually, because like I say, if you want to go for the high scores, you've got to go for the hardest to find fruits. So it's a cool game, but I wish there were more levels like Yoshi's Island. Super Mario Bros. 3. It's my favourite out of the NES Mario games, but Super Mario World is my favourite 2D one overall. I can get through these stages in about 30 seconds. It's just a shame that after playing Super Mario Bros. Wii, and you go back to these ones where you can only have one person playing at a time, it's kind of like, ugh. It's like, okay, it's your turn, okay, and the controller back, it's my turn. Whereas after playing Mario Bros. Wii, it's just a bit, I wish you could play 2 people at the same time, you know? I wish there was some kind of update, even though it's probably not really possible, but I wish there was some kind of update where you could have 2 people playing it. Paper Mario, I've not played this 1000 Years Door, which is the second one on the GameCube yet. I want to get that though. But I played this one, I finished it, I've enjoyed it. There was a couple of bits where I did get quite stuck actually there. I'll play through it again another time. I couldn't get into the Wii version though. There was just too much text. There was text after text after text to read, and I don't know. I just think some jokes are better said out loud than read. It's like there's too many jokes that in the Wii version. It's like, okay, I can't really get into the joke because it's text. But yeah, I'll try and get back into the game, the Wii one, when I get my hands, get hold of it again. Next Quest is a Wiiware game, which is actually pretty good. It reminds me of like one of those demo discs you'd get for the PlayStation 1 or 2, or even, you know, a Dreamcast or something, and it'd be a good game and you'd enjoy it, but then the game seemed like it never came out. Well, that's what this kind of reminds me of that. Not especially graphically, but it's a good 2D adventure game. You can use the Wii remote to move blocks and move the wind. It kind of like in Lost Winds, I guess. It does use the sensor and pointer pretty well. It does the motion controls well. It doesn't feel tactile. So I think if you like 2D platforming games, I think you should give that a try. There's some pretty interesting levels on there as well. This is Super Metroid, and I didn't actually, on the original Metroid there, I didn't get into the Metroid series till like only the other year. And I've got Metroid Prime Trilogy as well. Some people prefer the 2D games, some people prefer the 3D. I've not really got a preference, to be honest. I like all of them. I got Metroid, the original for the NES, for free when I got Metroid Prime. I've played through it once. I had to use a map and a guide. I wouldn't have finished it otherwise. It's actually a cool game. It's pretty tough, but no, I don't think I'd go through that anytime soon again. But it was free, so I can't complain. Super Metroid, I do love this game. I've finished this like twice. I haven't got 100% yet, but I've got close to it. And yeah, the atmosphere is great on that game. Like I said, I can see why some people prefer that over the 3D ones. But yeah, I haven't got any real preference. Super Star Wars, I need to get the other two in this series. This is the only one I finished on Jedi mode, which is the hardest mode. And I used to have the cartridge, and I would get to the Valley of the Sand People, and it would usually lock up. I'd be playing through the game with my fingers crossed, hoping, because I'm that talented, I could cross my fingers while I started playing the game, and I would hope that when I got to the level it wouldn't lock up, especially after getting to that Jawa level, because the Jawa Sandclaw level is so tough at the bottom. When you get to the bottom, there's the lava sand and it can kill you instantly, and it's like, what the hell? But yeah, anyway, Contra Rebirth, I still prefer Contra 3, but Rebirth's pretty cool. It's especially good as a two-player game. There's nice references to the older Contra games. It follows kind of like a Contra 3 and Contra Hard Corps kind of style, which is actually good. So, Nightmare mode is pretty tough. People say this is easy, but I actually find this quite tough. Probably because I've done Contra 3 so many times, it's like I can do it with my eyes closed now on the hard mode. Again, and there's another Rebirth game here, Castlevania Adventure Rebirth. It's kind of a re-imaging of a Game Boy Adventure game, Castlevania Adventure game. Oh, I need to do that on the hard mode. I keep meaning to go back, but I keep getting sidetracked by other things like God of War or Resident Evil Mercenaries mode, which I'm addicted to, which is a good thing and a bad thing because it stops me spending money on other things, but I never get any other games played. Mega Man 9 was the first Mega Man game that I played, and it was tough to begin with, but actually once you get the hang of it and you kill the bosses in the right order, it's pretty easy. Only the last level can be tough still. Mega Man 10, I've not finished this yet. I want to go back and concentrate on it. You do get an easy mode on this, so it could be good for people that are starting out with Mega Man. I was fine starting out with Mega Man 9, but yeah, I'm going to get back to Mega Man 10 soon. Smash Brothers for the 64. I actually prefer this over Melee and Brawl in some cases because every single character has got a smash and a power factor to them. Shame there's hardly any levels and hardly any characters, but yeah, in some ways I do prefer that one. I come back to this now and again. Super Pro Protector, which is Contra 3, my favourite Contra game. Still, I like the atmosphere, I like the music. It's very influenced by the Aliens and the Predator films from the 80s and 70s, if it's the original Alien movie. But yeah, I think it's got the more of a, even though it's got aliens and such in it, it's got a more serious vibe to it than Hard Corps, which started introducing text and, you know, comical things like a wolf with shades on and stuff. Anyway, Bonk's Revenge, I've not got the first one yet, but I prefer to play Bonk and Bonk's Revenge over the Mario 1 and Mario 2 for sure. It's like a prehistoric Mario game really. It's pretty good. It was on the PC Engine. I know it's PC Kid, but a lot of people know it as Bonk. World of Goo, I'm not really into puzzlers, but I do like World of Goo. You have to build goo towers and reach a goal. It sounds pretty simple, but some of the levels get really tough because the physics engine in it. You should try it out. It's good. It's also on the PC though. F-Zero X for the N64, best soundtrack, but it's not my favourite F-Zero. I think GX is my favourite one. Onslaught, it was good. It was good at the time. It was like the film with the bugs in. I can't remember the name of it. Starship Troopers. It's kind of like that, killing bugs. FPS, but there's not many people online with it, so I don't play on that much anymore. Gradius Rebirth, The other Gradius games are harder, I've heard, but I can't really say that for sure because this is the only Gradius game I've played, but I want to play the other ones. Majora's Mask, my favourite Zelda game. It used to be Ocarina of Time, but now Majora's taken over that spot. Super Street Fighter 2, I don't really need to go into that, everybody knows what Street Fighter is. Donkey Kong Country, I'm glad that they're bringing out a fourth one. It took a long time, but they're going to do it. And Castlevania, I think it's Rondo of Blood. I think that's how you pronounce it. Not my favourite Castlevania game. That's still Castlevania 4. But I'm enjoying this. I need to get back and finish it. I've not finished it yet. And I noticed that they've added Mario Tennis 64 on the Virtual Console download list. So I'm going to have to get that soon. Because I love that. I prefer it over the GameCube version. So that's my list for now, and I'll probably update this in future.